you know, I'm 40 years old, and I realize I beat the odds up till now that nothing happened to me outside of car accidents, basically. I made it through the military. I didn't serve in combat. You know, I got my honorable status as an infantryman 14 years after I left. I keep mentioning that because I don't belong anywhere. I don't fit in anybody's category of friendship, camaraderie, or affiliation. You know, I'm not a bad guy enough to have a record. I have never been felonious, or I haven't even had a misdemeanor. But, you know, I still don't have a police badge. You know, I spent 14 years after my active duty participation in the military with a less than honorable discharge, which means nobody wanted to talk to me outside of manual labor entry-level positions. My education level for up till 2009 was a high school graduate. Well, it was a graduate in overseas program. I got my diploma in the Army that the college that I attended that expelled me, my community college, didn't want to acknowledge as a high school diploma. They kept calling it a GED, and I had to go through hell in a bucket to get the military program to vouch for me after it was in record that it was a high school diploma from Big Bend Community College out in Washington State that I got in '90 when I was in Germany in the education program there doing classes. I've been like that way. All right, so I see. I don't want to be an embarrassment because I'm Italian. There's a lot of Italian craziness. Trying, you know, I have so much self, you know, censor and evaluation about who I am and what's making me tick these days. I do seem to be at war within myself for something. I hope it's a positive change. I got my little Bill Clinton hand hanging out there, you know, with the, you know, talking with like this now instead of like this, like I was Italian. I don't know. This magazine in particular freaked me out because I see this shit all the time, and I didn't realize they were so strongly against it down south because it's infiltrated up through here, and you know, it's a civil rights message in all those articles about anti-Semitic, giving Jewish people credit, you know, instead of cutting them down. You know, giving gay rights. It's pro diversity. This intelligence report magazine, and it explains a lot about, you know, things. I wanted to read an article. I was gonna probably, in my old times, I would have scanned an article and put it on my MySpace. You know, there was this, you know, it talks about the fabric of American culture. You know, it gives the people with civil rights, social issues, some kind of ammo. You know, that doesn't exist in the media anymore. Popular. You know, I don't give a shit that Conan's over. You know, Conan, you had your time. I never laughed. And it wasn't my mental problems, you know. I never saw the joke. I thought Letterman was moderate, you know, in the earlier days, funny, but you know, that's like watching ashes in an ashtray. And I watch, you know, so I'm commenting on everything, right? You're wasting a lot of people's time. Status quotient. I realized in this article, Building the Right. This is a guy who was the color of fascism, who was popular in America for the fascist movement. And then you got this other stuff with eugenics. This guy talking about the legacy of Madison Grant and eugenics. And they got a picture of a little boy getting his skull measured because he was born ethnically inferior to the Nordic race that built America in the in the industrial age, and how racist those people are and have been building America. You know, height requirements, and you were by birth, you were, you know, sterilization was passed in America, Supreme Court, because they didn't want the imbeciles and the weaklings to propagate, you know, and suffer. They thought they were humane, helping us out, us under, you know, 6-foot people and ethnically inferior. I can't help it. We were born that way. That's what the position is. I'm finally waking up. You know, I can't say I'm black. I can't say I'm gay. I can't say, you know, I'm a lot of things. You know, I don't know where the hell I am in the world. At that, I really don't know. You know, I always had this short guy complex, and I don't know where to go with it. You know, I never found a woman to stand by me, and I've had every reason under China and under the moon why, you know, I was not man enough. You know, and I just came to grips with it this week. I cannot go forward, and I cannot add to my experience understanding that I'm just going to be more of the same when I'm thrusted back into the job hunt, the spouse hunt, you know what I mean, the hunt. You know, I'm just meat. That's all I am. I'm fucking meat. I feel more like a specimen than I do a man. In the social observation of the world, I come from reading from teenage years on, you know, Bruce Lee, Jeet Kune Do, philosophies. R.D. Laing, the psychiatrist, the radical hippie psychiatrist of the 60s, who was talking about perception and experience. Timothy Leary, Abby Hoffman. You know, when he killed himself, I was in the army. I read it when I was in the library in the army in Germany. I was a kid. And I read, you know, how he went to bed in his shoes and fully clothed, and he took his pills, and he just said, you know, everybody's voting for President Bush Sr., first guy, and on the colleges. And when he went and did his rant through the colleges, he realized America no longer had a heart or a conscience that resembled something he could relate to from his activism, and that the youth were more or less over. Woodstock was over. All of it was over. So Abby Hoffman passed away by killing himself, pills, fully clothed, with a smile on his face, and went to bed. That's how he killed himself. And I was in the army, and I remember I knew about the guy. I don't know. There was an HBO show about the Chicago 7 and Bobby Seals, the Black Panther leader of the time. They all got arrested at the Chicago Democratic National Convention. I think it was 1968. Everybody got violent in Chicago, and everybody established and correct and authority and racist and everything beat the shit out of all these people for nothing, because they were peacefully organizing against some of the candidates who supported it, a lot more than just the Vietnam War, but the beating the shit out of everybody who didn't walk party lines in America. It wasn't just economic starving you out. It was like, you're not hired, you're not people. That's so I'm in the same understanding that we're in this recession. Times are tough. People are scared. But you know what? If everybody worked at taking 3 inches off around their waist more than they did, you know. And the other thing is, I don't know what to say. I really don't have a critical answer for the world. I can't. I know. The only thing I can do is, you know, take care of my own stress. It's almost like saying people pretend they're God and they understand the meaning of life and death, and they're gonna do whatever it takes to push it on other people. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't know why we're here ultimately, right? All right, so I see this picture on the cover. I'll go back to the close of this video entry. I know it's long-winded and rambling. I'm on my way to the swimming pool. I get to go swim because I paid for a membership till April. I'm happy, very glad to see a functional facility like that in my area, in my locale. Go back to the what I was saying. This this can't happen. See this guy? He's got stains all over his shirt. His kid's got a split lip.